Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me to watch this video. Today we will make something really quick. I went to Dollar Tree store and I picked up some more notepads, and while I was passing by book section, I saw those little books. They are really made of almost like a really thick chipboard, and I thought maybe we can use this instead of the chipboard. So if you have any old kids book that are thick like this, and you don't want to buy the chipboard, that's another alternative for the chipboard. This is really nice, thick and sturdy, so I will use this instead of the chipboard. And I will use this paper stock, which I purchased at, I believe, at MaKala's. I use this stock for one other project, and it has some interesting cut aparts, some interesting graphics, little borders, little trims, little places for notes. So I thought maybe I'm going to use this paper stock for this notebook. Okay, so I pre-cut the pages of the book. The height I left it as it was, and the height actually measures 7 inches, and I cut down the width to 4 3/4. So I got two pieces, 7 by 4 3/4. This one is 7 inches high, the way the height of the book was, and I did cut down the spine piece to 3/4 of an inch. So I also chose this paper from the collection to wrap the book, and I will use this one for the outside, this one we will use for the inside. So now we need to pre-cut this page, and it really depends what you want to capture on the front of your notebook. So I need to cut down this paper. So I want to wrap the notebook this way. I want to see portion of the moon, the sun, whatever that is. I want it kind of on the front and the back, and this will be the spine. So I need to cut down 1.5 inches on each side. Just to get the page 9 inches high. And that will give me nice overlap on the top. And now I like overlap on the side to be about 1 inch. This is a little bit less, but that's okay. So let's position our pieces. Just like that, and we will glue them. Okay, so we will apply the glue. We will position just like that. Let's make sure that the glue spreads all around. So now we will glue the spine. And you can position your spatula on the bottom just to make sure that you are gluing this nice and straight. And we are leaving approximately 1/8 of an inch space in between. Okay, so now we will score all around. And as you know, I like to fold it over also with the spatula to get those really nice crisp corners. And I will do that right here. On all four sides. And now we will miter the corners. You want to leave a little bit of paper right here just to make sure you're going to be able to cover this chipboard or the stock, so the cover it's gonna be done really nicely and you won't be able to see anything peeking from underneath. So now we will apply the glue. All around. Let's make sure this is all stuck. Okay, one more side. Just like that. If your corners look a little bit too sharp to you, you can round them off a little bit with your spatula, just like that. And now we will work right here the paper in between the spine and the front and the back cover, just to help this fold. And now this thing gets stuck too good. There you go. And now this will be our cover. So for the inside I will use this paper, but I will cut little piece of cardstock just to cover that spine. For that I will use white cardstock. I think it will just fit beautifully with the design. So we need 2 pieces, approximately 1 inch wide. And we will cut them down to 6.5. And we will position this just like that. We will cover the space in between the chipboard. Now I'm trying to position this approximately halfway on the spine, but I'm also paying attention to the distance right here on the top and the bottom. I want to make sure that it's approximately 1/4 of an inch on both sides. So now we will apply glue to the second one. And we're gonna position this one just next to it with just a tiny bit space in between. You can see that something is color is peeking from underneath. Okay, and I will let the glue dry maybe for a minute or so. So I will be right back. Okay, so the glue should be dry. So we slowly pick it up and we are working that spine right here. Now don't force it, go slowly, work the spine because you do not want to break the paper on this side. And we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. Just like that. And that's our cover. So now we need to pre-cut paper to cover both sides and this spine. So let me just double check the measurements. This is 4 3/4. So we're gonna cut down to 4 1/2 and 6 3/4. So I will use this side. 4 1/2 and one more. 4 1/2, and then we will need approximately 1/2 inch for the spine, and the height it's gonna be 6 3/4. Okay. So we will cover this just like that. So let's apply the glue. Now we're gonna glue the back portion of it. So the spacing all around the edges should be approximately 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and we're gonna glue the spine. Just like that. Just make sure that all of it it's really stuck. Now I use art glitter glue. This one dries quickly, it dries clear. I really like this glue and I use it on all of my projects. So here is the beautiful cover. We have our Notepad, so we could glue it just like that. Now I would like to do some decoration on this side. So for decoration, I think I'm gonna use the sheet that has all these catapults. I think we can make this really interesting. So we're gonna trim these, or we're gonna cut them out. So I think I'm gonna use this one right here. I will use this one. So we need to pre-cut this to size. Our page is 4 3/4, so I need to cut this down to 4 1/2. So I want to use this little message, never stop looking up. So I'm gonna cut this to 4 1/2, and we will apply it just like this to the bottom. So let's glue this. So I'm gonna apply glue only on 3 sides. And now there are different ways of making packets, but we will just make this simple, just like that. So we have little packet, but I want to make this a little bit more interesting, so I will use some other catapults. And I think I'm going to use this one right here. And we will cut this also to 4 1/2. And we will apply it just a little bit higher, just like that. And for this one, we will apply glue only on 2 sides, because we want to be able to put little note, little message from the top. Okay, so we have 2 packets. We got one in here, one in here, and I do want to make one more, and I think I'm gonna use this piece to give a little bit more brightness. And we will also cut this down to 4 1/2. And we will apply this one right here. We put glue only on both sides. We're gonna leave similar distance as we have in here. Let's make sure this is stuck. Just like that. Now we created interesting page and also functional one, because you do have 3 packets. I created 3 packets because you can slip something that is really tall. If you have something, and I don't have anything in here, but we can pre-cut. So these are little pages where you can make little notes. And I think I will cut them down to size. I'm gonna use this one. And let me trim this edge. So if you have something smaller, you can still tuck this in. So you can have different layers of the packet. And I will trim this down a little bit more. This is just a little bit too wide for the packet. So now, as you can see, you can put a little note and tuck this in, or tuck it right here. It really doesn't matter. You got plenty of space for different size little notes, little things that you would like to keep. And now we will work on our notepad. So for the notepad, you could decorate the whole page. I don't want to do that. So what I am gonna do, I'm gonna put something underneath. I have these little plastic sheets that I can put it underneath. And maybe trim this a little bit. Let me just see how far I want. I'm gonna do it just like that, just a little bit. Because I did that just to make look a little bit different, and I like this white showing up right here. So we will cover this portion with the paper that we have left, and I have this paper left, so we can make this match. We could decorate with something else, but I think we're gonna use this. So the notebook is 4 inches. I will cut this paper down to 4 inches and 1/16, so just a tiny bit bigger. I do want to make sure that we will cover the whole thing. So let's apply the glue, and don't go too close to the edge. You don't want to glue the pages. So we will glue this just like that. And now we fold it over on both sides, and I will just run the spatula to make this nice corner, and we will apply glue right here to cover the top. So let's make sure that this is stuck. Just like that. and I think you have totally different look. Now, don't be afraid to use your cut aparts, little decoration if you would like to put in there. So for this one, I'm gonna use, I think, this narrow one just to give this extra look. So I will also cut it to 4 1/16. So you are creating your own design by adding those little things. So I will position this just like that. And here's our notebook. So now I will glue this notebook into the cover. But I will position it towards the side, just like that. So let's make sure that this is stuck. Okay. And now we will make a little pen holder. I do have a pen that kinda matches this whole entire thing, or we can put this one, it's still matching the colors. I have this one, it would look nice. So I think I will use this one. So now I will use the leftover piece that I have, and I will cut this one down to 2 inches. I don't want this to be too long. And this will be our pen holder. And we will score this. We will score this paper every 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, 2, and 2 1/2. The 2 1/2 inches, fold it over and cut this right before your score. This is the portion that we will be gluing. So now we will fold this over just like that. We will glue this together to create a little square. And I will squish it with the bone folder a little bit just to make sure that this grabs. Just like that. And now the sides that are glued together, this will be the bottom. So what I like to do is actually try it before I glue it, because you don't want to place this too high or too low for your pen. You want to make sure that the pen is not going to come too low past your notebook. So even if you want, you can mark with something where the top of your pen holder will be. And we will apply the glue. And we will glue it right here. So again, I'm gonna squish this, try to position this on the center. Mine twisted a little bit. I will squish it from both sides. And we have our pen holder, and here is our project. If you like this project, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment and subscribe. All of that really helps my channel grow, and I would really appreciate if you would do that for me. So as you can see, we can put little notes. We can layer them. However you like it. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope to see you in my next video.